I'm coming at the haters, they're making me more famous, cause my videos got more force than Darth Vader. Go! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Battlefront Bazaar, your one-stop shop for all things Star Wars Battlefront. It's your boy, Turkish Delight, and in today's podcast, I have something to admit. I think I may have been wrong. The last video I put out was on the topic of the credit paywalls that DICE is putting up to lock upcoming heroes and other content behind, and in that video I talked about how it was a terrible idea, harkening back to the Reddit post made by EA as a form of damage control after they did this exact same thing at launch, which ended up becoming the most downvoted post in Reddit history. They claimed they wanted players to feel a sense of pride and accomplishment for unlocking heroes, which is a pretty lame excuse if you ask me, hence all the downvotes. But regardless of that, in yesterday's video I went in depth about how I think the credit paywall is a terrible idea and how this is one of the many factors that sunk the game in the beginning, and how the fact they're bringing it back means that EA hadn't learned anything. Well, I'm a man, and men know when to admit they were wrong, and they do so happily. And today, I'm here to tell you that I was wrong about the credit paywall on the upcoming heroes we should be receiving with the Clone Wars DLC. Ben Walk, our daring community manager, made a post asking the community about the credit cost for heroes, saying that as of right now they will cost less than a legendary skin, which to me means they will cost more than an epic skin, so I'd be guessing in the 50,000 range at minimum and upwards of 70,000 at the max. He said it's open to change, so we should definitely be engaging DICE in a healthy discussion about it. And that is the key thing to keep in mind here. Nothing is set in stone, and we have plenty of time before we even get hints of the Clone Wars release for things to settle and for DICE to find a happy medium for the cost of heroes. In my video, which I will leave linked in the description if you're interested in checking it out, I had used Lando's Falcon, the new Millennium Falcon variation we received with Season 2, as a point of comparison. DICE is charging players 35,000 credits to unlock a playable ship that, for right now, is only accessible in one game mode, and which we already have 2 other variations of. I don't think I'm wrong when I say that I think that is an absolutely ridiculous price tag for a hero ship, especially when you consider the fact that all other hero ships in the game cost between 5,000 and 10,000 credits to unlock. 35,000 credits is absurd, and I don't think there will be very many players who decide to spend their credits on it unless they are dedicated Starfighter Assault players. When I had made my video, I hadn't seen Ben's post about them costing less than a legendary skin. I only heard about it. So to be honest, I was under the impression DICE would end up charging possibly around 80,000 to 100,000 credits just to unlock one of the new heroes, if the new Falcon was any indication at all. But here is where I'm wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Even if the heroes cost 80,000 credits, the whole reason there was such a huge backlash against the original cost of heroes at launch was because the rate at which players earned credits was mediocre at best. It had everything to do with how much time you spent in a game and nothing to do with how skillfully you played or how well you did in relation to the rest of your team. This is why the sense of pride and accomplishment line was, pardon my French, complete and utter bullshit. And when I made yesterday's video, my mind was at a place where I was thinking, this is just the same thing all over again. But I was in fact wrong, because it definitely is not the same thing over again. The rate at which players receive credits has changed, dramatically in fact. A few patches ago, we received an update where the winning team of a match received a bonus of 100 credits, and even more recently, we got an update which boosted the number of credits the top players in a match receive. I had many comments in my last video of first-hand accounts of receiving almost 1,000 credits from a single match of Galactic Assault, all because they played well and finished first out of everybody in the match. That is fantastic. That is exactly how the game should be, and that is how credits should be earned. When you play well, you get rewarded well. Before, there was a cap on how much you could earn in Galactic Assault, which was 660 credits. I'm not 100% sure which update changed that, but I do know it is different. I played 2 matches of Galactic Assault back-to-back yesterday, both lasting no more than 15 minutes each, and I got over 1,100 credits in total from both matches. 1,100 credits in a half hour is pretty damn good if you ask me, especially when you compare it to where we were before. And I haven't even mentioned the bonus credits you get for completing daily and weekly challenges, which are normally 1,000 credits apiece. So let's go back to the hero cost real quick. Let's assume they cost 60,000 credits each to unlock. Let's also assume you earn a rate of 1,000 credits every half hour, which might be generous, but this is a rough average for players who consistently finish in the top 5 each match. It was a concern that the hero costs would punish longtime players who have been maxed out for a while, since bonus credits are awarded for ranking up and those of us at rank 50 don't get that luxury anymore. So my average is based on the assumption that a longtime player equals somebody who can consistently finish in the top 5. I know it's not always the case, but it's for the sake of the math. So, if you play for 2 hours a day and consistently earn that credit rate, that is 4,000 credits earned every day, only from matches, not including challenges. Throw a daily challenge in there and that's 5,000 credits a day. Do that for 12 days straight and you have enough credits to unlock one of the new heroes. Now, there are players who play for less than an hour a day and some who play for more than 2 hours, so these numbers are strictly based on that average. It is a grind, but it's really not as bad as I think a lot of us, including myself, were making it seem. This isn't to say that I'm necessarily happy about the credit paywall. I'm actually pretty bummed out that EA chose to go down this route again, especially after what happened last time. I also do think that 60,000 credits to unlock a new hero is way too much. I wouldn't charge more than 40,000, with the rate in which we earn credits now. That seems fairly reasonable to me as a maximum cost, and I know many of you will even say that that is too high. It wasn't so much that I was upset at the credit paywall in my last video. I was upset because I was under the impression that we were in the same place we were at launch, but the reality is that we are not. At launch, the credit payout was dismal, and the outrage from the fans was completely justified, especially after one Reddit user did the math and discovered it would take some absurd many thousands of hours in order to unlock everything. But now, we're in a bit of a different place now. Credits can be earned consistently, and at a much higher rate than before, and even though the players who are maxed out in rank can no longer receive the bonus for ranking up, if you're at rank 50, you should be a good enough player by now to where you're at least finishing in the top 50% of your team every match. So, there it is. I was wrong about the credit paywall. I'm still not necessarily happy about it, but if DICE is going to make us spend credits on heroes, then the cost should be something reasonable for all players. People coming back to the game after the Clone Wars DLC drops, or even people just buying the game for the first time, will accumulate credits insanely quickly. They can rank up several levels from just one match and earn thousands of credits for doing so. So these players will be rewarded with the new heroes fairly quickly, and I hope the same can be said for us loyal Battlefront players who have been with the game since launch. That's all I got for you guys today. What do you think about this whole thing? Let me know in the comments how you feel about DICE putting up a paywall in front of the future heroes, and also let me know whether you think the rate in which we earn credits now makes the paywall just a bit more justified. Now that I have a bit more control over the rate of credits I earn, maybe I will feel just a bit of pride and accomplishment for unlocking new heroes. Just a bit though. Thank you all for joining me today. If you are a new viewer, consider becoming a subscriber to stay up to date with all content from this channel. And if you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you are a subscriber, new or old, do me a favor and check that little bell next to the sub button and make sure it has been rung so that you know whenever I release a new video. You will not get notified when I drop a video unless it has been rung, because YouTube. I appreciate you all stopping by the bazaar. This has been Turkish Delight, and I'll see you all out on the battlefront. Peace.
Rum, tequilas, margaritas, got me chilling with the divas and all of the spicy senoritas. They be dancing on the table, also graceful, delight angels, got 'em spun like ballerinas.